This week a bipartisan group of lawmakers proposed a solution to the dominance of Google and Facebook, give the news media a whole lot more heft. Their bill, the Journalism Competition and Preservation Act, would allow print, online and broadcast outlets to band together to negotiate content deals with online distributors. The aim is to boost local media in particular, with widespread newspaper closures and layoffs and a decline in once reliable sources of ad revenue. At a House Judiciary Antitrust Subcommittee hearing on Friday, the case was certainly made that the situation for local media is dire, as the subcommittee chairman and chief sponsor of the bill, Representative David Cicilline, D.R., pointed out 1 in 5 newspapers closed in the past 15 years, and the number of journalists working for print outlets has been cut in half. At least 200 counties have no local newspapers at all, he said. Cicilline didn't say it, but it's not hard to imagine what it's like to try to get informed of what's going on in your local neighborhood or community via social media. It's a platform called Nextdoor, which mixes reliable information with rumor, suspicion and NIMBY outrage. But the question that seemed to hang over Friday's hearing is whether the answer to the big power of the platforms, a notion that no one of either party challenged, would be to give an antitrust exemption to the news media. The legislation would do that for a period of 4 years, with certain conditions. One is that the negotiations would have to be non-discriminatory as to similarly situated news content creators. In other words, 2 media companies couldn't strike a deal with Google for the purpose of acing out a third. Emily Barr, president and CEO of Graham Media Group, which owns 7 local TV stations, said that what's happened is that certain platforms commoditize news content with little regard for the quality and the veracity of the story. This puts fact-based reporting like ours on par with unsubstantiated clickbait as we fight for user eyeballs in both platform news feeds and traditional search. The result is a dangerous focus on catchy headlines and viral stories over quality journalism. Another witness, Microsoft President Brad Smith, said that the company was endorsing the legislation, telling the committee, "Let's hope that if a century from now people are not using laptops or iPhones or anything we have today, journalism itself is still alive and well, because our democracy depends on it." He also said that he was open to ideas that they dealt with when Australia passed a new law that forces tech platforms to bargain in good faith for news content. But there was skepticism from other witnesses, namely journalist Glenn Greenwald, who suggested that the focus shouldn't just be on big tech but the problems with big media.